these diversion programs to put people into so that they do receive treatment rehabilitation. But when they've been convicted 3 or more times, the law requires them to go to prison. But for any of you who may be familiar with the addiction cycle, you do know that people oftentimes need more than 2 chances to be able to get themselves straight, to be able to go into treatment. So one of the things that I developed is a program called Drug Treatment Alternative to Prison. And it takes individuals who are prison mandated by law, who are drug addicted, and it gives them the opportunity for residential treatment. The treatment that they get in drug court is not residential, it's outpatient. So they get intensive residential treatment, they're on probation for 3 years, and they have the opportunity to get clean and sober. We've been doing this program now for 5 years. We have a 70% success rate. And I can tell you, thank you. I can tell you when individuals go into prison and come out, there is not a 70% success rate. There's more like 70% recycled right back into prison. Here's the other thing you're going to like. Prison beds cost about $30,000 a year per person. That's taxpayer money. This program costs $9,000 per person for 3 years. $3,000 a year is all it costs us to do this with individuals. So I'm very proud of the program. It saves lives, it saves money, it reduces crime, and it reduces recidivism. So it's a great program. One of the other things that I do along the lines of diversion is with juveniles. So I have a juvenile diversion program, and this is the one that we're bringing to Ajo. And in fact, just before this meeting, we all met over in the courthouse with Judge Peck and several people from the courthouse, Norma, Michael, and Brandy who heads it up. So we're bringing it to Ajo. And this is a program that takes juvenile offenders, kids who've been arrested for juvenile crimes, who are not arrested for a violent offense or a sex offense, and it gives them the opportunity to meet with individuals like yourself in a family conference and to be able to be held accountable for their offense, but to do it in a way that is restorative, that repairs harm to the victim, that helps the kids realize the harm that they've caused by being arrested to their family, to the community, etc. So we have decided that on May 17th, we are going to have a community-wide informational session. You are all invited. I hope you all come. I think it's going to be here. We're going to try to have it here. And it will be a session where we go into some detail and explain what the Community Justice Board is, what it does, how it operates, what the commitments are, etc. That's on May 17th. It's a Tuesday night. But what we're also going to do, because I'm bringing staff from Tucson, is for those people who are interested in participating. And trust me, you do not have to even have an interest in participating if you want to come to the informational session. If you just want to find out what the heck is this Community Justice Board and what are they going to be doing in my community, please come. But for those people who want to participate and be on the board and actually participate, the following night is going to be the first orientation night. That may not be here because it'll be a smaller group. But I invite you to do that. We're going to have an article, hopefully, where is Mike? Where did he disappear? Hopefully in the Ajo Copper News. John is writing it. Okay. And so it's going to be an informational piece about what it is and what we hope to do and how we hope to involve the community in Ajo. This is going to be a great opportunity for those juveniles to get right with the world, to figure out what's going on, to help build individual plans, to help them do some goal setting, and to get them reconnected back up with their school, with their community, with their family. It is really a powerful program that has produced incredible results in the rest of Pima County. There are 17 boards throughout the greater Pima County area, and now I would like to bring one to Ajo. I've been planning this for years. I've been planning it for a long time. For the first time, the stars have aligned. I have a judge who's really interested in making this happen. I have a victim advocate on board, a prosecutor who's now starting to do some of the juvenile work. So the stars have all aligned, and I think now is the time to make this a reality here in Ajo. So I'm very, very excited by it. We're also hopefully going to be working with the school superintendent and being able to deal with some of those kids who are chronic truants in the schools and get them through the Justice Board process as well. Because we have dealt with chronic truancy in Tucson, and I can tell you that the kids that have gotten hooked up in the Justice Boards and who've gone through it and been chronically truant have turned themselves around. We had one young man who was disconnected from school. This is just one example. Being chronically truant, he's now getting A's and B's. He's back in school. So it works. It really does work. It works because people like you take an interest in these kids. And the minute any adult, doesn't matter whether that adult is a family member or a neighbor or a stranger, but as soon as a committed adult takes an interest in a child, it makes all the difference in the world. And programs like Big Brothers Big Sisters proves that. So I hope you will all come to our Community Justice Board meeting, and I hope that you will, I'm going back and take one of these tonight so that you can have a little idea, a little peek into what is this process and what is it that we do. I'm going to wrap up my remarks here. I have a lot more programs, and in fact, I will pass out to you a sheet called Community Connection, which talks about all of the programs that we do in the county attorney's office. I'm really, really proud. I'm proud of my victim services program. I'm proud of people like Norma who take care of people whose lives have been changed and shattered and altered and really messed up as the result of being a victim of a crime. I'm very proud of the 88 crime program, which has solved many, many felonies and has helped us recover a lot of stolen property and held people accountable for their drug crimes and other crimes, armed robberies, etc. And so we really want to make sure that people in Ajo know that the 88 crime program is here for you as well. So anyway, I thank you very much for listening to me. If I can take a couple questions if anybody has any.
When you said about the drug diversion program and 2 strikes.
I'm sorry.
2 strikes before
Yeah, you stand up and...
On the drug diversion program, 2 strikes before you're out, before you're in. Does that apply to dealers too?
No, it does not. It's drug possessors. So if you're just, and it has to be a personal possession amount. So people who are narco traffickers and who are dealers and who are selling, that is not the same. But I gotta add a caveat. Sometimes getting judges to put some of those folks in prison is a very, very difficult endeavor. They are loath to do it. Mike?
Barbara, you've got a abandoned structure program going on, which is very successful. And we're wondering if there's going to be continued funding for that?
Yes. So we identified 14 properties throughout the greater Ajo area, and by we, I'm talking about, this is a Pima County collaboration from the health department, from planning and zoning, my civil attorneys, I said the health department. What we're trying to do is identify structures that are abandoned, eyesores, potentials for arson, properties that violate the zoning ordinances, and get them cleaned up. We have to identify the landlords in order to do this. We identified 14 of the worst properties right off the bat. 10 of them have complied with our requests. They've done what's necessary. There's 4 outstanding ones. It's my understanding right now that we are in the process of hunting down the landlords. Many of them have fled from Ajo and they are out of state. But once we get them served, then we can take court action and force them through the court process to comply with the zoning regulations, the health department regulations, and clean up the properties. We're in the process, we're going to repeat this process. We're going to keep repeating this process. We can only deal with maybe 14, 15 at a time because it gets to be very complicated and paper intensive, but we're going to repeat it, do it again, and then when we get those cleaned up, we'll repeat it and do it again, etc. So bear with us because we are absolutely moving forward doing this on a regular basis.
Can a house that's been maintained as a drug house repeatedly for years, if we can bring that to the forefront? And they do have one building on the back of the lot that needs to come down. Can we, could that be included? Is being a nuisance applicable?
It's applicable if we have the evidence to prove it, and sometimes therein is the difficulty. So,
well, if the police go there, it has two addresses, by the way, is one reason it can't.
Okay. So I am. Were any of you invited to give input on any of this, the first process, the first time around? I think we've learned a lot doing this, and we're going to be identifying new properties, and so what we ought to do is to involve you in helping us identify them, so that if you have those kinds of properties, we can at least look at it, pull police reports, see if they've been identified. Yes. Yes.
Barbara?
Yes. I'm sorry to stand in front of you.
I think you just hit on what we were thinking about. If we submit to your office the addresses of some places that we think should be cleaned up, would that be all right?
I think that would be great.
Okay.
I think that would be great. And the contact for my office, why don't we just make it Michael, and you can email him, and then he can just make sure it gets forwarded to me so that it doesn't get lost, and he can, okay? And so I'm going to tell you what his email address is. It's Michael.Colnenero, Colnenero, Michael Colnenero at PCAO, Pima County Attorney's Office, PCAO.Pima.gov. You can reach anybody in my office by knowing their first name, last name at that address. Feel free to email me, but I'm telling you the better person is Michael right now. You're welcome. We'd love that input.
Excuse me, if you know for a fact on my street, Esperanza, if those drugs have been sold for many, many years and it's continuous, can you look up that ad to see how many times the cops go there?
Yes, we can do that. Part of the problem is, what have the cops discovered when they've gone there? Have they made arrests? Are there drugs involved? So we can. If there's been a police report done, we can look it up by address. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
What was it that we're going to have information meeting on May 17th?
On the community justice boards.
So the 17th or 27th?
17th. No, boards. Boards, community justice boards. These are neighborhood boards where individuals come together and they help change the life of juveniles who've been involved in the criminal justice system by being arrested for a nonviolent, non-sex offense.
What time?
What time, Mama?
After 5.
It'll-
It'll be advertised, and I will be going around to make sure it's going to be in the paper. You can contact me if you're interested also, and I'll have more.
And we're going to have some flyers. We haven't
Yes.
decided on the time. We're hoping to be able to have it here, but we haven't pinned this down.
Can I
There.
suggest something?
Yes.
Can you send that request to Robert Padilla, NCC Joe Bar?
Okay, Robert Padilla.
DA, yeah.
Okay,
And then they come and tell me.
okay,
Because it would involve after hours, and so that's where we.
perfect. Well, thank you all very much. I really appreciate being here, and I appreciate
I'd like to introduce Daniel Padilla. Did I say that right? I'm here for Daniel. Hi. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Is that fine? Okay. You guys want me to use it? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Josué Licea, and I'm here from the Pima County Community Development and Neighborhood Conservation Department. Unfortunately, my supervisor, Daniel Tyler, he couldn't make it over today.
Slow it down,
Okay. Unfortunately, my supervisor, Daniel Tyleki, couldn't make it out today. He had a last-minute commitment that he had to attend to, so I'm here on his behalf. And I'm here to present on the home repair program, and I want to mention that, I work for the Community Development Department, and we basically work with agencies. And we have an agency that we're working on here in ISDA, and I just want to make it clear that we are doing similar things. We're complementing each other's work, but we are two separate programs. So they have a home repair program, which is called Ajo Builds, Ajo Works, and we have the home repair program through our office. So these are two programs that complement each other. I was asked to mention that. Let me see. I brought out some applications. I know there's probably a lot of home repair needs out here. And unfortunately, the home repair program is a very popular program. Being that it's a grant-funded program, it's basically free if you qualify, if you're low income. So we have a waiting list of about 200 properties right now. So it's typically, it takes several months before your file gets pulled. But we try to get to every property we can to. And we try to prioritize those by, let's just say you have a really bad emergency. Let's say the roof falls off in the storm, or you're out of a furnace in the winter time, your main line of your water breaks in the summer. That's typically the priority number one. Second is the elderly population. If you have an elderly and disabled person in home, those take the second priority. And then the third priority is for elderly and disabled with children in the home. So that's how the homes or the projects are ranked as far as pulling them for the workload. Let me see. So I just want to let you know that we try to make every effort to come out here. We've had some change or turnover in our department. So we have some new people that are getting trained, and they're making every best effort. They'll probably be coming out here in the next few months, because I know there's some files that have been pulled that'll be coming out here to do some work. And so I just want to let you know that if you have any questions about the program, feel free to give me a call or send me an email. And I'm going to leave some home repair applications here up front. There's 5 in Spanish and 5 in English. If we need more, we can send some more out here. We'll mail them out here. And if you have any questions, I could take some right now. If it's something very specific that I can't answer right now, I could wait until after the meeting and we can address it then.
What are the income level parameters?
The income level, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. For a household of one, I think it's about 32,000. But I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's around there.
Are funds provided so that people hire their own, and do you hire local people?
No, so our program, we go through we basically run the project. So we have home repair specialists that come out and assess the property and develop a scope of work. And then we have job order contractors that are already on hire through the county. And we basically contract with them directly. They're already on hire and they come to the job.
Have you talked about future hiring some of the ISDA's people through their apprenticeship program?
Well, like I was saying earlier, ISDA got a grant this year. They currently have a grant, and I think they have 4 properties lined up for that. So our program is not here to take away ISDA's program, and ISDA's program is not here to take away our program. It's basically going to complement each other. Hopefully we can repair more homes that way.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I think what the question might be is it possible to hire local apprenticeships through Alpha Works or through just local craftsmen? Why do we have to have them come down from Tucson or someplace?
Not through this program, unfortunately, because these contracts are set on a 3-year basis. Once again, these are job order contractors, and they're procured once every 3 years. So unfortunately not. I'm sorry.
Right, we have 2 licensed contractors at least that live in Alpha. They could apply to be on your job contract list, couldn't they?
They could, yes. Once the procurement is out for that service, yes, they could apply for that.
So they could apply, and then Alpha people could work under their supervision. Just like the contractors, workers that they work with.
I couldn't get into the detail on procurement, so I don't know much about that.
Well, but the contractors that we do have here, I know there are at least 2 licensed contractors, they can get on this.
I would imagine so, yeah. They meet all the qualification on the procurement requirements, yes.
Another question, you said the 2 programs were together. Can you apply for each one? Or is one exclusive from the other in that regard?
No, I would suggest apply with both and see which one can get to you first.
Okay, what if ISDA Works has already started
They've already started work.
on my house? Yes.
You probably wouldn't qualify since you're already, it's the same funds.
Okay, all right, that's
It's
what
the same grant source.
Okay, thank you.
What if this is CSV doing
I would imagine
that?
so.
We could deal with that as an
Okay, yeah, let's
individual.
talk about
Yeah.
it after. Any other questions I can
Individual
take right now?
questions.
If you want, I could put my information up here and my phone number.
To my
Yeah, okay. Do you want me to I'll give it to him right now. All right.
Aaron, do you want to tell us what it is that Alpha builds Alpha Works?
Yes, absolutely.
How they get in touch with you?
I mean, if everyone's sort of heard that what they want to hear from Josue.
All right, thank you very much.
Evening, folks. Just for those of you who don't know me, I'm Aaron Cooper, Executive Director for International Solar and Desert Alliance. And as Josue was alluding to, we also have some minor home repair assistance that we do. And again, it's a really small program. We can only get to about 10 homes a year, and we can't tackle really significant home systems yet. We're looking to build capacity and get up to it, but what we are doing are some home safety checks. So when we come into a home, we check carbon monoxide levels and see how combustion appliances are doing and make sure there's not an issue there. We put in a number of grab bars. We put in a number of wheelchair ramps. We've done fixed roof leaks. There's sorts of things, and it is an income qualifying program again. So for income qualifying individuals, there's a slightly higher rate if for those that are 60 and up, as well as those that have some sort of physical disability or special needs. So just wanted everyone to be aware that that program was out there as well. I understood that there have been some questions about what sort of services were out there, and Deb Miller asked me to come by and just share a little bit about our program. One of the nice things about our program that I'm really proud of is that it's part of our Journeyman Apprenticeship program. So these young folks that are coming out to do the work, and some of them not so young, are actually working toward their journeyman card as they do the work. So they're working under a journeyman